Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show where two old guys and another guy that I'm going to have to refer to as one rather young man because he is Nicole's age, which when I think about it, it freaks me out a little bit.
Creepy. Why does it freak you out?
Because Nicole shouldn't be the same age as my brother Ryan, who's going to be the guest host today.
Why shouldn't they be the same age?
I don't know. It's like Josh is dating my brother. Which I kind of always thought would happen.
What's weird about that?
Talk about old games. And today, I guess since we have like our Ready Player One series has been so packed that we haven't been able to get to a lot of calls. So we're going to break our Ready Player One Other Shit Monday streak in order to do Return of the All Call-In show.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna mind. We got to catch up on the calls because we got like 28 goddamn texts and voicemails. It's a lot.
If people are going to take the time, then we're going to get to all the ones that are funny.
We're just all of them. We'll see. We'll just play all of them, and then the listener can decide.
Ryan. Just come on the show. Just go ahead and get you quiet. So it's like, hey, my brother's here. Just nodding.
So now, I guess all we're missing is your mom because your dad's been on the show. Now your brother's been on the show. So
Dad's been on the show?
Yep.
That's
He
awesome.
he walked in and told two jokes into my mic and then walked back out.
Pretty good jokes.
pretty good dad
good
jokes.
jokes.
I'd say the same ones we've heard 2 million times.
The kind of jokes that he tells the servers that make you go, oh. God, my dad with servers at restaurants. Well, I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and I've been reticent to tell this story because I think it's a really gross story.
Great. I know what story this is.
But we had talked about it, Josh had brought it up again on Earthbound Part 2 about me rubbing, my seat into his carpet. So needless to say, you can tell about me from that story.
A lot of things. You tell a lot of things.
Yeah. Mostly that I don't like holding it in my hand, walking outside to wash my hands. I'd just rather get rid of it immediately by any means necessary.
Yeah, get that shame just in someone's carpet immediately.
So when I first started masturbating in 6th grade, that's when I was doing it like
in class
multiple times a day. Like could not stop me from the first time I figured it out.
I think it's pretty right on for everybody.
And my bedroom was very close to my parents' bedroom. And my dad just has like crazy amazing hearing. Like there's no doubt he would, every time I would open my door, he would hear the click of me turning my doorknob. Because 1, he has amazing hearing. 2, he can only sleep in absolute silence. So me having discovered masturbation now, I needed to find a way to get rid of it immediately. I couldn't get up and wash my hands. I didn't want to keep like a towel around because I knew my mom would do the laundry and then she'd figure it out. So I mean, and this is way worse. This is way like a towel would have been a good solution in comparing to what I actually did.
Did you have a window or something?
I had a window, but it was like painted shut, so I couldn't like getting in there and opening up, so I could just like throw it outside. Might have been better.
Just fling it, just web sling it. Don't do a lamp.
Oh, see, stupidly, what I did the carpet thing like I did at Josh's for a while.
Now, and that is, you would just rub it in the carpet.
I would just rub it in the carpet, like, and out of the way places. But eventually, like, it's still, even at my house, it got stepped on. And I think the first time, like, my mom was like, I think something's leaking in the floorboards, or did you spill something? Yeah, I must have spilled a Coke. Okay. So I was
Josh spilled his drink last time.
You just keep blaming Josh for everything.
So this is really bad. But I mentioned my waterbed last time.
You did, yeah.
My waterbed had 2 like, I don't know what, velvet, like ish runners on the side.
Yeah.
Like these brown runners that frame the bed.
We might have had the same bed, honestly.
Yeah.
We may have had the same bed.
So what I would do was, remember the first time, like, I had it in my hand and I didn't know what to do with it. So I just went down to the bottom of that runner and just smeared it over the runner. I was like, it's pretty dark. I'm sure that'll be, that'll be fine. Go to sleep. When I wake up, there's just this big white streak down this runner. Like if somebody literally like just put glue up and down it, that's what it looked like. I was like, oh shit.
In some countries, that is glue. That is glue.
Dark brown suede is what it was.
So I was like, oh no, I panicked. But then like mom and dad came into my room and didn't say anything about it. So I was like, oh, I guess it's not that noticeable. So I didn't sweat it.
Tyler, is that dick vomit on your runner?
Well, see, this persisted. Like they didn't notice it, so I thought it was a safe place. So this persisted to become like every night before I go to bed, this is where the leftovers got deposited. So over time, both of those runners, the complete length looked awful. Awful, like
Glorious.
oh my God, it was awful.
Your bed runners had eczema.
It was the worst. And when finally, like, Ryan, you were there when mom was like, what is all over your runners?
I don't know. Josh was over here drinking sodas, eating Oreos, Mom.
Josh has sinus problems.
I was like, my nose has been running so much, I don't want to get up and blow my nose, so I just blow my nose on the runners. And she's like, well, quit doing that. That's gross. That's gross.
And I was there whenever that happened. I'm just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, if only she knew what it actually was. And she should have had to have known what it was. There's like,
I mean,
there's so many things that she had to have known what it was and just didn't want to believe it.
My mom has like Jedi powers of denial. I remember at one point I did get like a paint chipper and like ran it up and down the runners to try and clean it up a little bit.
oh man, that is really gross. You're like a geologist, like chipping away the geodes. All right.
I've been so hesitant because I don't like this is a funny story, but it's so gross.
Oh, I think everyone listening will appreciate
So
it.
gross.
Any new listeners out there, welcome. This is what we talk about 60% of the time.
But once at the next house we got in, I had my own downstairs bedroom, so it was okay, or bathroom.
So you just
So it
wiped
was
it everywhere.
Just some walls.
Now, here's what I really hope is when you were telling the story about blowing your nose on it, like, I hope that while you were saying, you were like, I should have just asked for Kleenex.
Always get Kleenex beside my bed. Again, everything. There are so many things I could have done better. Why I stuck to that, I do not know.
I think it's kind of like this cool little arts and crafts project you had going where it's like, well, time to add to the collection. I get it.
Eventually, it was so bad I couldn't do it anymore because I would like if I started to, I could just like. It was like running my hands over like just like crumpled paper, and it's just
man.
like I'm done with this.
I love that you got grossed out.
It wasn't like a couple of years ago when you actually told her.
No, I didn't.
Like, Mom,
You told her?
Oh, did I?
You did. You were like, and Mom, you thought it was really me blowing my nose on the side of my bed. You told her nonchalantly. I don't know if you caught on it. But
You told her, like, I don't know, people on the internet.
Or he did it. I'm just like,
Happy Mother's Day. What's up, Internet? I'm Dave. I'm your bespectacled host. And up until I was probably about 7 years old, I took off all my clothes to poop. Just
Okay.
did it. Just a thing that I did. Sometimes I think about doing it now. Only do it right before I get into the shower.
well, it's like a Scrubs reference of like, man is the only animal that poops with pants on.
Yep, there you go, Sam. There's your Scrubs reference. And I used to always get, I remember being really frustrated when I would get in the shower, and I guess I hadn't reached the age yet where I like planned my poops out, because I'd get in the shower and be like, maybe halfway through the shower, it's like, God damn it, I gotta take a shit. And I don't want to get out of the shower and take a shit.
That's the worst. That's the worst
toilet
shit.
paper just tears.
If only I had some bed runners in this bathroom.
Just run my wet ass up in that bed runner. What is this? Made mud pies.
Chocolate.
But that got before we started recording. We were talking about. I think it's weird that we pee when we poop. No other animal does that, right? No other, because every time I walk a dog, it either does one or the other.
Yeah.
I never see both coming out at the same time.
Is there any other animal that has it dangling in the same direction?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Okay.
But have you ever seen like a sea animal take a dump? It's really disturbing because it all just kind of comes out as just like this brown cloud. It's pretty much the worst thing.
That or it looks like the unknown Pokemon, just like weird obtuse shapes.
Yep. What's up, Ryan?
What's up?
This is first time you're recording.
Yeah,
How you feel?
pretty good.
You got a story?
I think I'll follow your story after. Or you said about pooping.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
You don't want to tell a masturbation story?
You don't want to talk about wiping your cum in terrible places. That could be like the Holland brothers thing. We just wherever that's our call to fame.
Let me give you a piece of advice.
All those Holland boys.
Territory.
Ryan, your story. Just pick a really easy one like I did, because like nothing's gonna follow Tyler's story.
Okay, I followed taking shits. Okay, whenever we get off the bus, our driveway was so long. It was like half a mile long.
I've heard.
And the garage was halfway in between the bus stop and then the house. And then
The second half was even uphill, so it was even worse.
Yeah. And the garage was halfway, but sometimes when mom and dad wouldn't be home and we would get off the bus at 3 o'clock and the house would be locked. Well, we can't get in the house. And
You didn't have keys?
We didn't. No, I mean, I didn't have keys. Maybe Tyler did. I didn't. But I'd get off the bus and I have to take a shit and I can't get in the house. Well, dads would always tell me, here, take some paper towels, some rough paper towels, and go behind the garage. So halfway through, if I knew mom and dad wasn't home and I had to take a shit, I wouldn't even gamble. I'd just go in the garage, grab the paper towels, go behind the garage, and we wouldn't even actually go into the woods. It was directly behind the garage.
It was in front of the neighbor's house.
Next to dad's spare tire, everything else.
I love the picture that you're painting for everybody listening.
Because there's like a good 10 feet of just like trodden soil and car parts before the woods even start. So it's just like Ryan should get the junkyard and propane tank behind the garage.
Yeah, there was a rusty watering can. I'd plop them in every now and then.
Yeah, so we would sometimes just be big turds just laying in the back next to rusty fenders. And like sometimes dad would need those parts and go back there to get them. And I always wondered what he would think of just seeing just random turds.
He's the one who told you to go back there.
Yeah, he's the one that told us.
He was like, oh, they're more my shits back here.
Sure some of them were him. Yeah, he did have a bathroom.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know he didn't walk up and down the garage every time he had to.
No
so
way.
It's probably one of those things where he was like, he would go back behind to get a part and be like, I can't believe he's actually doing this.
The Hollands are just really gross people. We're awful.
The worst part was pulling your pants down and acting like you were sitting on a toilet, just hovering. And then wiping with paper towels. That was awful.
I'm surprised he didn't like give you sandpaper until you used the other side.
Yeah, it was like using sandpaper.
You should have been a mime. Good plan.
Yeah.
Just exclusively toilet humor mime.
Oh God.
Some people call this Tyler.
All right, let's get to it.
I hope someone has a really good cum story in here.
I think Fish Lips Jay is the only person who's going to call us in with a cum story.
I said good cum story.
TADPOG Nation. Hi, Tyler and Dave. This is Dave's lovely wife, Nikki. And I would just like to make it aware that I have been playing catch-up on all of the episodes.
She feels really self-conscious.
That being said, Dave has informed me that there are at least 2 times, maybe just 2 times, that he has said something that may make me mad. I think this is one that I want to clarify, just for everyone to know that I'm not mad if it was one.
Nope.
But secondly, I don't understand how I rank 5th behind pizza in the order of things that you love after we did say our 5th-year anniversary. So I'm wondering, with my question, because I have to have a question, is with you. Will I be ranked one spot lower, or do we need to get a divorce so that we can start over and I can be ranked number one every year? I do love you, and I've just caught up on Lollipop Chainsaw, Lollipop, whatever it is. I can't remember it either.
Me neither.
And look forward to playing catch up on the rest with my lovely almost hour-long commute. So I will get caught up and probably have a few more calls for you. Thanks so much. You guys are awesome, and I'm so proud of you both and the job that you've done. Have a good one. Bye.
See, I'm the same way. Like, I have an hour commute, so I've listened to most of the podcast that I listen to, so I'll be starting on. So
Not this one.
so I'm imagining
on the way to
things
Florida,
that
he
you
listened to
probably-
like 40 intro stories and then stopped.
Yeah.
Hey, man, those count as listens, so thank you.
And Ryan's wife was pretty mortified at most of them.
It's like, oh my god, she's really.
Why would
filtered.
Tyler talk about fingering a girl?
Yeah.
And I've seen that other guy before. You know what? I've said this before. I don't remember anything I say on the show. So you're ranked above pizza now because every time I eat pizza now, I get really bad heartburn. So I guess
Every
you're
time you
fourth.
fuck a pizza, it really burns your dick. So it's above pizza now.
No, not so much. That's fine. It's just when I eat it. So congratulations, baby. You're fourth. You've moved up. Also, I think it's really sweet that you want to get back with me after divorcing me. So at least I know there's that.
Yeah, I think, yearly divorce and remarriage and some kind of crazy ceremony every time. That's probably the way to go.
Mm-hmm. She's really proud. She's been listening to a lot.
She's listening to a whole lot.
Yeah, a lot. She's almost current now. I don't remember what those two things were that might make her mad, but I don't know. She hasn't been too mad yet. I mean, they might have ruined her day at work, but I don't know. We got a text message from, I believe this is Phil. This is 503. Let's just go ahead and give his whole number out. No, just kidding, Phil. He says, I feel bad about the dog shit question I asked the other day. And this is when he asked about hamburgers or hot dogs.
I think that turned out, seeing that Jason was on, that turned out fine.
Yeah, I think it was great. So he says, so let me make it up for you with something better. I want you guys to make up the best 5-person D&D party composed entirely out of characters from Super Punch-Out. So this is like pretty much a Tyler exclusive question, including class and alignment for each boxer you choose. Actually, Ryan, you played a shitload of Super Punch-Out as well, too.
Oh yeah. You've already done that one, haven't you?
Yep.
Okay.
I talked about being really, really mad at you
Bear
about.
hugger?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I still take pride in that.
A 5-person party made of Super Punch-Out. Okay, well, your DD, see, you could easily do.
I think the interesting thing is really the alignment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like your damage dealer is going to be like the best damage dealer in the game, which is Nick Bruiser.
Little Mac? Can I get their Little Mac in there? Is Little Mac the dungeon boss?
Little Mac doesn't do that much damage.
But hey.
I think Little Mac's your rogue because he's got the precision for the one-punch knockouts.
Okay.
So Little Mac is your rogue.
Precision damage.
Yep, exactly. Okay. And Little Mac is I'd probably say Little Mac is true neutral.
Yeah, oh, definitely. He has to be, otherwise you can't project yourself onto him.
That's
exactly
he's got to
what
be
he's all
malleable.
about. Yeah.
So Nick Bruiser, lawful neutral.
Okay.
He's your what D&D class would Nick Bruiser be? He doesn't lose it like Rick. Rick's a barbarian.
I mean,
so
technically,
Nick is,
they could all be monks. I mean, we could take the easy route, and they're all fucking monks.
So Nick Bruiser, I guess a fighter. He's a very specialized fighter.
That makes sense.
Your tank is Mr. Sandman.
Yeah,
I feel like Sandman is the toughest, and he is Sandman's kind of an asshole. I'm gonna say he's not evil. I don't feel like he hurts. Well, he's methodical. So let's say lawful evil for Mr. Sandman.
Okay.
And he's probably also a fighter, just a defensive build.
Okay. Soda Popinski.
Soda Puppets. See, that's Punch Out and Wii version. So I barely know anything about Soda Popinski.
He's just a pretty racist character. That's it.
Let's see. What else? You need a healer. I guess your healer's got to be Aaron Run. He does heal himself. Him or Dragon Chan.
Yeah,
They
Dragon
both have
Chan.
the ability to heal themselves.
Pretty selfish healers.
only heal themselves.
What about Doc Lewis? What about Little Mac's coach? He could be the healer.
Okay.
Or the bard, I guess. He's the bard.
The bard.
He doesn't really do a whole lot. But
Go on the Nintendo Power Club. I feel like Gabby J has to be something just because.
Gabby J is the sheep herder at the beginning of the game.
There you go. I'm about to say, and who's a boxer that can, like a black mage that can knock someone out in one hit, but is also very vulnerable? Maybe Bald Bull.
Okay.
Bald Bull's your black mage.
Not a D&D class.
Wizard, evoker.
Okay. I feel like we nailed that.
Yeah.
I feel like that question's successfully
answered.
nailed. Yeah. Ryan, you got anything to throw into that? You play a lot of D&D, right?
No, not really.
Have you ever played?
Never.
Do you ever want to?
Tyler's asked me several times, but I'm thinking about I could.
It is.
This is the sixth or seventh time I'm asking a guest host too. So
Yeah.
he gets my requests eventually.
Yeah.
D&D and podcasting are both super satanic, so I understand. You can't do both at the same time. Next call.
Hi, Tadpog. It's the Virginity Thief. Is that my name currently? I think.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Taryn. Hope you guys are doing well. Miss you tons. I am en route to do one of my most favorite activities. I think we've talked about it briefly on the show.
Masturbate.
But I'm on my way to the roller coaster capital of the world.
Second
Cedar
guess.
Point. Could not be more thrilled. It's going to be an awesome weekend. And I'm pumped. I'm so pumped up. So anyway, just catching up on some F's on the drive. And I was just wondering, with the roller coaster and theme park area here, if you guys had a favorite carnival theme park type game. I know I'm a fan of where you shoot the water into whatever orifice is up there, which that sounds really dirty, but it shoots the water and it makes the balloon pop.
It's a mouth.
I know that's not a video game, but whatever. That's the kind of games I like to do. Hopefully you guys are doing well, and tell my boyfriend 180 or 580. Maybe I should learn his name.
Yep.
It'd be the first time I didn't know a guy's name. But yeah, tell him I said what's up, and hope you guys are doing well. Love the app with Tyler's dad. Hilarious. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Okay, let me tell you the best thing about that call. You guys can't see this because it's the Google Translate. Her second to last line, Google translated it to "at about doggy dog all areas." So, thanks for calling, Taryn. I have a favorite carnival game.
Okay.
And as a kid, especially, my favorite carnival game was any game where I could win a shitty goldfish that was going to die in 2 days. Like if I got to come home from like a field day or like the school carnival was the big one. My dad would always gripe about why the school would give away goldfish that will die in like 2 days. Because I'd always come home really happy with just a little sandwich bag with a fish in it. And then, yeah, sure enough, the fucker would die like 2 days later.
See, if it has to be like a video game carnival thing, I have to say, and I think most anybody would agree with this, the start of Chrono Trigger when you're at the Millennial Fair. I love all the little fair games you do as Chrono and Marle, Nadia, as I prefer to call her after I played through it the first time.
Spoilers.
But yeah, beating up Gato. There you go. But regular carnival games, all my carnival game is all about Tater Day. So that's the only place I would really go and consistently play carnival games.
That's the Marshall County Millennial Fair. And you do fight a giant robot cat as well on Tater Day.
But I think, because we could also win the goldfish by throwing, I think, rings around 2 liters of soda.
With me, it was always the ping pong ball in the little fish bowls.
Maybe it was that, because we also had where you could win 2 liters. Like, it was like $2 to play, win a 25-cent off-brand 2 liter, throwing rings on. And so you'd see people just walking around the fair, and everyone's carrying a 2 liter of shitty soda. Super excited.
Mountain Lightning, yummy.
Walmart's not just right down the road. But I remember there's always, like, when the goldfish, and we always had a weird kid who, if you play the game, go up to him, he would eat your goldfish.
Nope.
He would eat your goldfish.
Nope. Nope.
So I remember I won like 2, gave him the weird kid, ate my goldfish.
Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. Ryan, do you have a favorite carnival game? I also, for the record, like the water gun in the clown's mouth kind of deal. I thought that was fun too.
In the available orifice.
Whatever
as Terrence
orifice.
said. Just whatever. Wherever you can squirt water, just put it in there.
Sometimes I just pee in it. Sometimes I just do that until I get kicked out of the carnival.
I never had anything really. I never had a funny story, but I remember the very first game I had ever played. It was like in 6th grade or whatever, and then where you throw the ball and you have to knock over the letter blocks. And if you knock them all off, then you get something big.
A shitty, really stiff stuffed animal.
Yeah, but if you knocked all of them off, then you get a big stuffed animal. And it was at church camp whenever we went. And my girlfriend at the time, I guess I just got her on the bus on the way to church camp. But I threw it the very first time, and I got this huge bunny. like this big Bugs Bunny, and she had to carry it around. I'm sure it just ruined her time.
Here, you're responsible for this.
I've gone this ride here. Hold this while I go on this ride. Yeah.
I think I remember seeing that because the carrot was like sewn into its super stiff arm.
I wish you could be like, I think I've seen that every time I visit home.
It had all these white stains on it.
You leave that in Tyler's room the next day.
This is my snot bunny.
It's all over. Every time I have to sneeze, I sneeze all over the rabbit.
Sneeze on this rabbit. Poor Bugs Bunny. Got a text message from 763, which I believe is Fish Lips J. It says, here's how I know it.
Fish Lips J.
Because it says Fish Lips J right at the end. It says, fucking TADPOG. When you guys talk about these epic RPG games, talk about your favorite lineups, please. Sign, fucking Fish Lips J. Noted. We'll start talking about our favorite lineups.
Okay.
So far, I don't think we've really played an RPG that has given us the ability to select who we play as.
That's true.
So I feel like we haven't totally dropped the ball. Because Final Fantasy II and Earthbound is both pretty much just, these are the characters you get. Go nuts.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think we have played an RPG yet that allows you to choose your own party.
Breath of Fire 2, you weren't able to.
Not for a while.
Yeah, the parts that I played, I wasn't able to.
You can eventually, but I didn't have a ton of interest. Breath of Fire, you do get to eventually. So my favorite line of Breath of Fire would be Ryu, some kind of amalgamation of Karn, Bo, and somebody else, Blue, and Nina.
All right.
There you
How
go.
about Secret of Evermore? You couldn't. You're just boy and dog.
Boy and dog, yeah.
That was my favorite lineup.
Sometimes dog and boy, but mostly boy and dog.
That dog, he'd find items. Fun. So noted, Fish Lips Shay. Thanks for the advice. I think that's good advice, and I think we're gonna have a lot of good answers for that, particularly when we talk about Final Fantasy III and Chrono Trigger. Mainly Chrono Trigger. I think it's gonna get really heated when we talk about our Final Fantasy III final party lineup.
Yeah. You also Mario RPG, you can do it too, but
Yeah. You don't have as big a roster, I
yeah,
guess.
it's a pretty simple debate between like when you have 3 of 5 characters.
Did you have Mario in your party? Yeah, I had Mario in my party. We got another voicemail here. The Google Translate's really weird on it, so let's see what's up.
Sup, TADPOG? 614 here. I've been listening to your back catalog, and I just wanted to say, fuck you, Tyler, for getting me addicted to Song Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're playing on the toilet, because otherwise you're not doing it the Tyler Holland way.
only you. Just the acoustics in the bathroom. Everything's better when you're taking a shit to play Song Pop.
And if you want to do it the true TADPOG dual tech way, you're playing it on the toilet while you're nude. In a rest stop bathroom.
If your legs haven't gone numb, you're not doing it long
You
enough.
haven't
Yeah,
played
really,
it.
you're not-
Man, every time I would really get on a good run, I'd stand up and my legs would be asleep every time.
I got Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS, and that's probably going to cause blood clots in my legs. Because it's like I will sit on the toilet and play for like an hour to the point where it's like, I'm not sure that I can fucking stand upright. I believe this is also from Fish Lips J, unless he gave his phone to another person. And then they texted us. Says he got more polite. He decided in his last text message he was way too obscene. Effing TADPOG. Since Dave loves Kickstarts so much, he should start a Kickstarted to get Fish Lips J a plane ticket down to Kentucky from Minnesota to guest host a show or two. What does TADPOG Nation have to say about this? That's not a question for us. So,
So TADPOG Nation, if you want to send Fish Lips J $1, just call in with your address, and everybody will send you $1 to buy a plane ticket.
yep, we'll just read your address on the air, and then you'll just get money. That's how it works. This is a very lo-fi Kickstarter.
Donate $1. Fish Lips J comes via Greyhound bus.
Or gets murdered.
Let's
I mean, you might want to give us a P.O. box, Fish Lips J.
If Fish Lips J could if he really wants to be on, I feel like he could blow enough truckers to get from Minnesota to Paducah.
You can't mail that. You can't mail that.
Or truckers could, I'm going to be in this and such and such and such. I'd love a blowjob, Fish Lips J. Let me know. I'll be waiting for you.
We got a text message here from 615, which I believe is Archivist Corn, who says, I thought you'd get a kick out of this one, so I included it. I'm going to write a Phoenix Wright erotic fan fiction called Erection. There you go, Tyler. That was for you.
But how deep in fan fiction is it going to be? Is it going to be like the way people write Kirk and Spock love scenes? Is it going to be like Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth going on? Or is he like with Maya Fey? I need more details on this erotica.
Yes, please. So write the fanfic, post it online, send us a link. We'll read it, probably live.
Forward it to Meg's 246.
Yeah, we'll get Meg in here for that. It'll be great. Next call.
What's up, buddies? How you doing? That's still to be number 3. You are the third person that I'm calling to tell the good news to. This motherfucker just won his child. That's right. I've got custody. Standing outside the mediator's office right now. Figured I'm happy enough. I'll just start letting everybody know. So, cool. Yeah. Think it's Tyler, Dave. Think it's very cute. Both of you guys sleep naked. Dave, I like the mole on your ass.
Mediator hears this, loses custody of his child.
That was 580. So congratulations. You sounded really good.
Yeah.
You sounded really good. I'm glad that happened.
That's very awesome, 580. We were very happy for you.
Definitely. I don't always sleep nude.
I always do.
Always?
Unless like
I've seen you sleep on this couch and you were not nude.
Well, I put my clothes back on really quickly whenever you looked over. If I'm sleeping with somebody who I'm not having sex with, then I will put something on. But if I'm just by myself or with someone I'm having sex with frequently, I will sleep naked.
Just gets too fucking hot. It just gets too fucking hot at night.
I toss and turn so much. If I wear clothes, they like wrap around me and bind like mummy's bindings. It's awful.
You don't have the problem where you take your clothes off and then your dick just wraps around you?
Yeah.
That's what always.
That's a big problem.
That's what always bothers me.
Wraps around me like this all the time.
It's my dick will just fall asleep, cut off circulation. I don't know.
Falls under the cover, out of the covers. It gets cold. It's on the floor.
Yeah,
the cats are playing with it.
Yeah. Yeah. We went there.
Ryan, you sleep in boxers, right?
I always did my entire life until me and Danielle started dating.
So then you just had to have dick out any possible chance.
The dick in the crack. Too much. It's like a hot dog in a bun.
Well, look.
Is she already asleep when this happens? Or like, can she, hopefully she can't go to sleep until it happens. If you're not there, she has to like have a placeholder.
A surrogate.
She gets pissed off whenever I pick up her butt cheek sometimes. But that's about it.
That was good. Well, look, when you get married, you pretty much like you want your dick out all the time. Like as often as your dick is out, the better. More often than your dick is out, the better. Because if it's out, there's a chance that something might happen with it.
It's true.
So I say just take it out
All the time.
Definitely lift the butt cheek.
Every time I get out of the shower, Danielle gets pissed off because I want to do like hit it on my stomach and then hit it on my crack. just to do that motion all the time. She gets kind of pissed off.
It's like you're playing with Donkey Kong Congo.
Rock lobster! Boom, boom.
That's why Rock Band is banned in your house. I'm going to go ahead and read a question, even though she's not here. So, but I know she'll listen to this episode. This is for Nicole. So, Nicole, when you hear this, save it for when you're inevitably on an episode coming up soon, or call in with your answer. If your cross-stitching could imbue a magical power into one of the objects you've made based upon the design you have chosen, describe your item's power. Really good question.
That is good. She would really enjoy that question.
Next message, Tony BTW. So thanks, Tony. Hopefully Nicole will get back to us. This is actually a test whether or not Nicole listens to our episodes anymore.
Nice. Nice.
We got a text message from 904 who says, stupid question. I love this about every text message I've read has had a colon in it. I just love that the TADPOG audience just universally likes to use colons. It's the best fucking thing ever because they all lead off with these 2 words and then colon. Stupid question, colon. Does the RSS feed only go back to Alan Wake now? I'm still listening all out of order, but can't pick up anything older than 133 on Stitcher. Could just be me though. I checked the RSS feed just because I figured everyone should know this. The RSS feed does go back all the way to the beginning. I know iTunes does as well. I don't know if it might just be a limitation that Stitcher only goes back a certain number of episodes back. I don't know. But you can still find all the episodes on the website. And if you want to put the RSS feed in, I don't know, you're an RSS feed reader, you shouldn't have a problem there either. So I don't know. I've called Stitcher. I'm giving them a really hard time. So we'll see.
You need to use Shout Engine.
Shout Engine?
Mm-hmm. That's the podcast I listen to. That's what they use.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
I use Downcast. I like it a lot. What do you have? You got a giant phone there. What do you have?
I just have my regular music player. What do you mean, listen to podcasts?
Yeah, what do you listen to on?
The Smoking Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just download it because I can just download it to my phone and that's from Shout Engine.
Cool. So yeah, check that out. I don't know. I don't actually use Stitcher. I used to until I got Downcast, and because if you're don't use the Apple Podcast app because it's really bad. Definitely get something else.
And I use OneCast on my Galaxy Note 3.
Yeah, the only thing that disturbs me a little bit about OneCast is for some reason you get our episodes late.
Yeah, really late.
Because you've texted me before being like, did the episode not go up? It's like, it went up. I don't know what the fuck the deal is.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it goes back, I believe it goes back really far. Yeah, just swiping back and I'm already back to 40, 30, 16. Yeah, I get the full catalog.
So I guess stop using Stitcher.
I mean, leave us a 5-star review on there. But
Definitely leave us a 5-star review on there, but stop using it. This podcast brought to you by Stitcher, by the way. We got another call. Thank God, because I'm tired of reading texts. I mean, I love that you're texting us, but man, I like hearing your beautiful voices. This is from 580.
It's Wednesday. The original Wednesday. It's fucking Wednesday. It's fucking Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. I'm assuming that's because our episodes are coming out on Wednesday. Clearly not a fan of the Monday shows.
yeah. I could have gone for some screeching, other shit Monday!
No, he doesn't like it. That's fine. That's fine. Our feelings are only moderately hurt.
I mean, but his calls only get to us on Mondays. So,
I don't know. I don't know. We got another call. This is from 865.
Hello, TADPOG. This is Michael with Two Dudes in a Mess, calling with a shameless plug.
Got that out of the way.
And a question. You've already heard the plug, but the comment is, I'm sitting here looking at the University of Tennessee Forensic Anthropology Center, a.k.a. the Body Farm. And I just want to make sure you guys knew that body farm is not in Nashville. It's actually here at Knoxville. So make sure your listeners know that. And the question that I have is, if you could put any game, like a classic game, into a different genre, which game would that be? Or I guess a character in a different genre. Mine, for example, would be like The Legend of Zelda. Put Link in a Metroidvania style game. So kind of like a Zelda 2, Adventures of Link, redone a little bit better. More of an open environment, kind of in a Metroidvania style. So anyway, I'd like to hear what you guys think, and talk to you later. Bye.
Do you have an answer, Tyler?
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah,
Kelso,
thanks for
Two Dudes
calling.
and an S. Or an NES, as I like to say. I feel like maybe I've said it before, so it's low-hanging fruit, but Samus from Metroid and a survival horror. Or just turn Metroid, next Metroid game, just make it a survival horror game. Leave her stranded on a planet, none of her fucking gear, and she's just trying to survive. These
Or-
awful aliens in the dark.
Or in a beach volleyball game.
Or beach volleyball tournaments. I like that. I also wouldn't mind. That's a good question. It's a really good question.
I want to put a boy and his blob in Fallout.
Man, that would be a good companion. That'd be a really good companion.
That's exactly what I want. You can feed him different apocalyptic jelly beans, and he will turn into sniper rifles, and he will turn into, I don't know, Rad-X, whatever you need at the time.
It's pretty genius.
You don't want to
Pretty
pass a
genius.
blob, though. That's the only problem.
Ryan?
I'm trying to think. I know when I get home, I'm going to be like, dang it, what did I say? That?
You can call back.
That's what you call it with your correction.
But it actually came up in Japan, but a Pokemon game and a fighting game like Street Fighter. They're actually doing that. It's like Pokemon and Tekken.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's only going to be in a Japanese arcade. They're not going to port it to anything.
Oh,
Damn. I want to see Eddie Gordo kick the shit out of a Pikachu.
That is, all right, Pokemon Fighter. That's good.
So it'd be like, one of the things had like Machamp versus somebody else. But
I hadn't heard about
like
that.
that. I like
That's
that a
pretty
lot.
fucking awesome. Do you play a lot of Pokemon? Like,
yeah.
Have you played all of them?
Kind
of thing?
I think so. Pretty much everything, yeah.
I thought about picking up the last one until Josh Nance of Uniracers fame was like, have you played any of the other ones? And I was like, yeah. He's like, did you like them? I was like, no. He's like, don't play this one.
I also wouldn't mind seeing the turtles in a turn-based RPG.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'd like to see that.
That would be
Mario
cool.
RPG.
Do you make your own turtle, or like they're just there? You just control them as a party.
You control them as a party,
Cool.
yeah.
I like it.
Everyone with different abilities and things like that. Upgrade their different... I mean, they have the same style weapon, but upgrade like to different weapons.
Yeah.
I guess they can't really get armor unless it's like special kind of turtle wax that...
Oh, definitely. That's definitely how that works. I keep thinking about this boy and his blob Fallout. Like, I think that maybe
it's really good.
Maybe it's
That
like
could be a mod.
it's super deranged because it's like the blob is actually a ghoul who's been around for a really long time. It's just like his body has just degenerated to the point where he is this amorphous blob. That's just his nickname.
So that would be, man. See, I want to see that, have that one, only that blob, it's what's left over of the master.
Ah.
So it's actually the villain that you're helping transform the whole time. And
I
at the
like
end,
that.
You fight the master blob.
Feed me jelly beans. So thanks for calling, Michael. We appreciate it. That was a really good question. We like questions like that. Here's another call. This is from 580. Google Translate says something about Josh voice. So get ready for this.
Tyler, Dave, guest host, and hopefully Josh Boyd. I am so excited to hear that Earthbound is finally made it. This game, of course, like most other people at my age, would walk through looking to rent a video game. They're just captivated by the big, huge box up there on the shelf. It's been beat the hell out of, and the strategy guide's probably thrown in the trash. So I get the game, and growing up in an ultra-Christian household, I had to go show it to my mom saying, this is the game I want to rent. But I have to convince her that it is not satanic. For some reason, Earthbound just kind of sounded cultish, I guess. Anything with magic, psychic powers, right out. So I didn't even know what bound meant at the time, but I just said, hey, they're stuck on Earth and they're trying to leave. Somehow I got it. I fell in love with the game. I played it so much. My parents had to kick me off the Nintendo and make me go outside and play. I went outside and sat on the porch, my head between my knees, and just thought about Earthbound until I couldn't stand it anymore. We just walked back inside and started playing again. Years later, I had to just computerize it. So I played it and eventually found the cart at a pawn shop for $5.
Wow.
And it seems since I rented it, I guess after a few years after I rented it, I started playing the game. And I played through it about once a year. Every time I find something different, it's charming every single time. I'm playing through right now the Virtual Console. It's why I bought the Wii U. And just found out about the zombie tent thing that you do in 3, the glitch in there. Wondering if you guys have tried that as well. It's pretty crazy. So thank you, TADPOG. Love what you do. Bye.
That is the call that I was trying to find for Earthbound, but couldn't find because we had so many goddamn calls to play. I wasn't able to find it in time. So 580, thanks for calling. That was a really good call.
Sounds like 580 was raised in a household similar to mine, Ryan. More oppressive because they were pretty Christian. Like, we got to play Pokemon, but we got shit for there being psychic Pokemon in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did they know? Who offered that information?
It was. They talked about it at church and on the news. And
Really?
stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I don't understand why is like the psychic thing, like spells I can kind of like, okay, like that's like witchcraft and stuff. Like I could see a link there, but like what's the link to like psychic?
It's supposed to be satanic, I guess.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I learned something here today, Tyler. I had no idea that was satanic.
I'll never forget taking Diablo 3 to my friend's house and his grandma flipping out.
Well, that does have the devil on the cover.
Yeah. True.
What'd she do?
She's, this is a devil game. It's got the devil on it. You don't need to play that.
Only in Spanish speaking countries.
I remember Mom flipped out watching me play Resident Evil 2. She's like, "Why are you killing people?" It's like, "Mom, they're not people, they're zombies." "Well, they look like people, and that's what matters." Okay. So I had to hide it and only play it when they weren't home.
I didn't really have to hide any of it, which is kind of weird, I guess, because I feel like almost every other kid had a game that they hid. I mean, I remember playing Leisure Suit Larry, and my dad walking in and being like, "Oh, you're playing Leisure Suit Larry?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "Do you understand what's going on?" "Not really." "Okay." That's about it.
But I don't know exactly what glitch you're talking about, 580. Oh, it touches my heart that you also have the same kind of fondness for Earthbound that I do.
I think it's the glitch. There's a glitch to where you can skip that town.
I know there's one like Tucson, or no, is it where you can skip?
You told me about one where you can skip 3 altogether.
Yeah, maybe it's that one.
Yeah.
You just like appear on the other side going to 4 side with Jeff.
You eat the bread or whatever that makes you run faster.
The skip sandwich.
Skip sandwich, yeah.
Yeah, and you can like, it's like this little pixel, like 2 trees or a mountain, and you just keep working in and out till you just walk through it, through the town.
I like to think that that's a design feature and not a flaw, and that's why they named it a skip sandwich.
Nice. Nice.
I really like the game too. I will probably play it again. And you are not the only person I have heard of buying a Wii U for this game. Like I've heard other people have bought a Wii U for this game.
It's a better value to buy a Wii U
than to buy the cartridge.
and the downloadable version than to buy a cartridge.
Unless you can find it at a pawn shop for $5 fucking.
Yeah.
That was a good find.
Have you seen how much a sealed Earthbound goes for?
Yes. Yes. We do a segment on the show called How Much Is This on Amazon? And we played How Much Is It Sealed New on Amazon.
Did you go through how many times you reset your Nintendo?
Trying to get the gutsy map?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
We talked about the horror that was that misprint.
We should call Nintendo live on the air and complain about the Earthbound strategy guide.
We call actual Nintendo like in Japan, and
Right.
we're just yelling country English,
Yeah.
country American. "Oh, why my damn gutsy back?" That damn Kraken's like swimming around the water like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get your gutsy back. You get my fucking gutsy back, Kraken."
Here's another call. This is from 763.
I've got a present for you right here. Just kidding. It's not a present.
Official
It's my
J.
penis. And I like to call it the spear. Because spears are long and hard, just like my penis. I don't like it when you talk, because that just means you're not sucking my cock. Love is for girls and gays. If you want to get with me, it goes one of 2 ways. Either you have sex with me, or you have sex with me.
I have really good sex moves that I learned in China. I'm a sexual tiger, and I feed on vagina. What vagina? What vagina? What? I want to have sex with your vagina. What vagina? What vagina? E equals MC vagina. I'm going to hell now, aren't I?
That was another man pog submission.
It's a good rap, Fish Lips Jay.
It's pretty good.
I know where he got that. He got that off of. There's a guy on YouTube. Just show me your titties. That's what it is.
MC, show me your titties. So that's going to be in the show notes. Tell me more about Show Me Your Titties.
It's pretty much that song, except it was "Show Me Your Titties." Yeah, I don't know how to.
Okay.
I like maybe they're the same person.
It could be. I hope.
This is another call. This is from 801. It starts out, Google Translate is, yeah, a Thailand is, this is Office Finance Guy. So, all right. Well, thanks for calling, Office Finance Guy.
Hey, Tyler and Dave. This is Office Finance Guy.
Okay.
A new listener, but enjoying your show very much. I got a question for you guys. Have you ever gone into a fight over a game? I'm not talking verbal exchanges or smack talk. I'm talking about actual fisticuffs. I'm just interested. Got a few good stories myself, but I'm more of a laid-back kind of guy. All right, thanks. Bye.
Awesome. I like hearing from a new
believe
listener.
Office Finance Guys left us a 5-star review.
Cool.
So we double appreciate you,
Yeah,
Office
definitely.
Finance Guy.
Thanks for doing that. Unfortunately, I don't have a really entertaining answer because I have never really gotten into a physical altercation with somebody over a video game.
Oh, I guess I have one. I didn't fight back because it was a girl, but...
And you paid for it?
my ex-girlfriend and I, my ex in high school, we would play a lot of Tony Hawk. I only played Tony Hawk with her. I never played Tony Hawk anywhere else. And she knew, like, she played it a lot, and she thought she was very good at it. So we would have wherever you would do, just you have a short amount of time to do tricks and get points. And for like 30 minutes, I consistently beat her over and over and over again. And I did it. I beat her with it one last round, and I stood up, and she just fucking, as soon as I stood up, she crouched up and immediately went to knee me in the crotch as hard as she could. I just turned at the right moment and caught her on my leg, and then she hit me in the stomach. She was so pissed. And I made it worse by going, why are you being such a fucking psycho? Then she stood up and pushed me. So that's the closest thing over a game for a physical fight.
That's not close. That is the physical fight. No, nothing like that really ever happened. Although the place I used to work at, Apex, I know I've mentioned it on the show before. I had a really good friend in high school who, like, we worked there together. And you know that scene in Moneyball where, like, you see Brad Pitt's office and then, like, a chair just goes, like, flying through like, that was him. Like, he went through, like, a keyboard every fucking week. Like, I'd be on the phone with a customer, and in the background, they would just hear, God damn it! Slam, slam! And, like, he would slam the keyboard on the desk so hard that, like, fucking keys are popping out of it, like fucking popcorn. And, like, everyone on a call would just kind of look over and, like, put our hands over the mic and be like, dude, we're on a fucking call. And he'd be like, I don't give a shit! This guy just killed my dragon. So,
Right.
yeah, I guess that's the closest.
I don't think I have any kind of story. I remember you always get mad whenever I would. I want to play. But nothing.
I think the only thing I'd ever really get really mad at you about was after I would meticulously put together Legos. And then if I would leave for like an hour or two, Ryan would rearrange all my Legos. He'd take, like, I had each one character. Each one had its own character and personality and backstory.
Wait. Just Legos or like Lego
men,
people?
Lego men. It was like Thomas was alone style. Every brick had a personality.
Your name is red. Your name is yellow.
So, like, yeah, he would take the heads on different bodies and different colored bandanas and stuff, and I'd get so mad. Like, my mom would have to, like, push me away because I'd get so mad.
Tyler, let him play with your Legos. And I would think to myself, why is this head on this one? It looks so ugly.
I wish I'd have had some Lego men here. Just sprinkle about. Watch you two fuckers fight.
I have 6. I think of 6 from that original set in my desk in my office.
Really?
Now I'm going to have to lock it up before Ryan
Yeah,
goes
I
in
was
there
going
and
to
gets to my
say,
desk.
let's bring him in here for Ryan.
I remember specifically the one I think that you called yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It had a red bandana on, and it had the ugliest face. It had like this mic or something that came over its face, and it always pissed me off.
But it was the only one that had like a
It was
red beard.
terrible. Yeah, and it was terrible. That's why I always took it off, and you were always got mad.
Did you have a red beard as a child?
No.
You just
Yeah,
dreamed of it?
I've always had a red beard. Well, see, none of them had like red hair. The closest I could get was a red beard, so that one was me.
I love that. You prophesized your beard. You're like, yep, this is me.
And the microphone and everything.
Yeah. Your whole life has been built around this podcast. We got another call. This looks like it is also from Office Finance Guy. I'm sorry. I'm pretty dumb. It's a text message. I clicked on it expecting something to play and nothing did. Just words came up. He says, forgot to give an example with my voice message. Parentheses, game fight question. 2 examples, both true. Colon, the trademark of a Tadpog text. Number 1 dude throws N64 after Mario Party loss. Doesn't say N64 controller, says N64. Number 2 dude pours 1 liter soda on board game and kicks it across the room. I like to think that these are not 2 different instances. Like this is happening simultaneously. I guess they were. You guys sound like you had a really awesome party if you had N64 and a board game, which I know it was Risk. You don't say it is, but I know it was Risk.
That's something you could play in between battles.
Yeah. He says, I was present both times, but I'm not that dude. I did laugh pretty hard, but I never got hit. Thanks.
I was going to say, talking about an N64, we never had an N64. We always had Super Nintendo. But every time I look at an N64, Tyler had borrowed one time, and the very first time we ever had it, and the only time I ever played it was during the time that he got caught with his porn stash. So every time I see an N64, I think of Tyler getting caught with his porn stash.
They're linked forever in your mind.
Yes. But
And that was Josh's N64.
At Tyler's funeral, we're actually going to have a projector, and like one of the slides is just going to be a stock image of an N64.
I'm going to get buried in N64 with like a rolled up stash of porn just shoved in the game parts.
I changed my answer earlier. We were talking about how we want to be buried. I want to actually be wrapped in a sandwich bag and put under a rock in a creek, like my porn stash.
and the lining will be brown velvet on the side.
They'll be able to reconstruct your body one day from that runner.
When the neuromancers from AI come back and reconstruct me.
I think Tony could probably swing that. He could probably reconstruct you from your bed runner.
But I also want to say, and the reason he did get caught with his porn stash was my fault.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because he always kept it underneath the waterbed, the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's where
That's where I kept I kept it sometimes there. That's where I always kept that weird VHS.
Yeah,
Was
and
under
it
the
was
waterbed.
like the day before, and I was like, "Why do you? That mom's gonna look at that whenever she sees it." And I remember showing him, and I told him behind the drawer is where it would be the best place to hide it. And then it was like the day later.
We did it, and it didn't fit back on the runner, so that's why. That's why whenever she was packing me, she pulled that out. Why is this loose? Pulls it all the way out.
So it's not, you didn't mean it. You didn't mean to do it.
No, I didn't mean to do it, but
Because, I mean, that was really kind of your, like, secondhand porn stash, right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Little did they know I had already seen that plenty of times.
Hey, Ryan, watch this video of these guys playing guitar with their dicks.
We got some really good Tadpog backstory today. I really like that. I think at least Phil's going to appreciate that. We got a text message here from 614. Unfortunately, I'm going to read it, but I think they're going to be a little disappointed. You'll see why in a minute. Here's a sexy thing. Charizarding, colon.
I have been here.
Yes. But maybe our listeners aren't. Ryan, are you familiar with Charizarding?
What would that be?
It is when you light a girl's pubes on fire, then put it out with your semen. Then saying you don't have enough badges to train me.
He wasn't on board, but he said that last
new
part.
one. Yeah. We got to tell Danielle that one.
Go home with a lighter.
You're like, hey, you know how you hate having your butt cheek lifted? got something new. I love these questions. Here's one from 615 who I realize that I should know who you all are by now, but I don't. I'm sorry. This might be archives going. I don't know. Kill, fuck, marry. Oh, breaking the trend, going with an M dash or the double hyphen instead of a colon. Get with the program here. We're a colon program. We're not a double dash program. Insane Clown Posse, Nickelback, and Creed. Kill, fuck, marry. ICP, Nickelback, or Creed, and Creed.
Okay.
You got it.
Yep.
What is it?
You have to kill the Insane Clown Posse. There's no way you're finding merit or redeemability in ICP.
Well, they're insane, so
Yeah.
you're giving them the gift of release.
Yeah. Scott Stapp of, I think that's his name, the lead on Creed. The dude does fuck a lot of girls. I have seen a video of like him and Kid Rock like talking and hanging out, like they're having like a three-way and passing this girl between them. It's pretty humorous. I'll see if I can find the video and put it back up on the show notes. But like Scott Stapp is probably a good lay. If you don't want to marry anybody from Creed, but I mean, I guess if you have to fuck somebody, you can fuck somebody from Creed. Nickelback, yes, they make awful music, but clearly, like Avril Lavigne married the front guy. I mean, there's love there. They sound like nicer people than the other two groups. So you could marry Nickelback.
Your knowledge actually pretty much amazes me because, like, I don't know shit about any of these really, other than ICP, and that's just because I went to middle school.
Because you like good music, so the shitty stuff I know something about.
But you really know like who married who, and like I don't know any of that, and I don't really know how to answer this question. I don't put my dick in crazy, so I can't fuck the Insane Clown Posse. I don't really like clowns. I don't want to see a clown every day. So I can't marry. So I'm also going to kill Insane Clown Posse, unless they're listening. If anyone from any of these bands is listening, just go ahead and stop. just go ahead and stop.
Scott said was a big member of the TADPOG Nation until now.
Our numbers are really going to drop after this episode. I can't stand Creed, so I'm going to go ahead and kill Creed 2
with arms wide open.
No, I guess. Ooh, I guess I'm gonna fuck Creed. I guess I'm gonna do that.
Was this Creed from The Office? In which case,
yeah, Creed Bratton. Yeah. Well, in that case, I'm gonna marry Creed because he was like my favorite character on that show. I'm changing my answer. Marrying Creed. Marrying Creed, which means I'm gonna fuck Nickelback. And I don't know anything about Nickelback, but it's the currency and a body part. So there we go. I'm gonna fuck that. Ryan, what you think?
I would say that mine would be the same as yours, but I can't think of Creed without thinking of like 9/11 because they played that same song over and over.
They did? What song?
With Arms Wide Open.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What, didn't they have like a song or something in like one of the Spider-Man movies or something like that? What?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember.
I remember
Yeah, they do.
My wrestling persona. Whenever my friends and I used to wrestle, we'd also make our wrestling characters. So here's some nice trivia from Phil.
This sounds like maybe intro story material.
Yeah, maybe I should save this. Maybe I should save this for No Mercy. But yes, I had a wrestling persona, and he had two opening themes, one of which was a Creed song. And when I changed it to the Creed song, I immediately lost. I had a good record until I changed it to the theme song, and I got my ass beat on my debut event.
I like to think that when you set your Final Fantasy Football League roster, you're also listening to Creed. Because I know I am. It's either Creed or Nickelback.
I've got a story. I'm going to tell my friends to listen to this podcast, so they'll appreciate this. But
You're not anyway.
But no, I'm going to. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, this one in very specific. When I was growing up all the way up until middle school, I guess I had this one friend named Adam. And you know who I'm talking about?
Wow, that registered with Tyler immediately.
We always went to his house, and his mom just didn't care what we did. We could do anything in the world, and his house was so nasty. like we'd have a can or a drink or whatever, and we knocked it over, we spilt it. Okay, whatever. We didn't wipe it up. It just it was just that way. Well, every time my parents would come in, they'd just be like, "You're not going there anymore. It's so nasty." And anyways, but that's what we would do. We would always wrestle. We loved wrestling, and
in his gross
house. We could do anything. He had holes in the wall. The toilet was brown. Like, we could do anything. We loved it. We could do anything we wanted.
You're making me feel really good about my house right now. Please continue.
No, and just to tell you how bad it was, I remember we were in his bedroom. Or we'd have to struggle to get to his bedroom to get past everything.
Oh, wow.
But, like, he had a cup of Coke. And evidently, I didn't know this, but if you leave Coke out long enough in a cup, it turns into syrup.
I guess because all the water evaporates.
I guess so. But no,
it turns into suffering.
We would always drag his just nasty stained mattresses out of each of their rooms and pull them to the living room, and we would all have our own intro music, and we would jump on those nasty mattresses and just have wrestling matches.
We'd all pour Coke syrup all over ourselves and jump in the dirty.
Mom is video recording all of it.
I don't give a shit what you fuckers do.
I got a really important question, Ryan. How many Looney Tunes t-shirts did Adam own?
Oh, his sister owned quite a few Tweety Bird shirts.
See, what's funny about that? He has no idea what you're talking about.
No idea.
It's been a long-running segment about those kind of people wearing Looney Tunes shirts.
Tweety Bird is the one I always think of.
I'm about to tear your garage apart with laughter.
They always come in 5XL.
See, our case study has proven our hypothesis to be true. Because I said that exact same thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, God. I'm glad you're on this show. We got more calls, but I feel like we should end on that. We doing okay on time?
We can do one or two more.
All right. Here's another call.
Hey, TADPOG. This is Kyle from Ohio. I'm a lurker. Been listening for about 6 months or so now.
Awesome.
And I'm actually going back through all your old episodes. I think they're swell. I was just listening to episode 34, and you had brought up something about a TADPOG Twitch channel. And I think that since it's been a long time since you guys shot that down, maybe you could give it another chance because the capture cards, I don't think they're that expensive anymore. And I think a TADPOG Twitch channel would be one of the coolest things ever. So, what do you guys think? Would you guys be interested in doing that? Thanks.
This question was actually posed, I feel like a few days ago in the TADPOG Final Fantasy football group. Because we have one video on Twitch of us playing The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. Which actually, I did a search on YouTube. Apparently, it did upload to YouTube. 0 views. Which, of course, we didn't promote it or anything. Mm-hmm. But, man, I really don't want to do that. I don't really think it'd be entertaining. I mean, a lot of people, like, I shouldn't say a lot of people, like 3 people have told us that it would. But I mean, Paul Kluel does his show. Mm-hmm. And What's Paul Playing Today? And Ramon does Countdown's Corner. Is that something you want to do, Tyler? Like, are you interested in streaming?
I mean, I wouldn't want it to be a regular thing. Like, the podcast is our regular thing, but like, for special games or special events, or if we have a really good idea for something that would be good streamed, then I'm fine with doing it sporadically. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like, I would rather just guest host on What's Paul Playing Today or Countdown's Corner or something like that.
I just don't think that we've got, like, I think that is really a hard thing to do well, and a really hard thing to, like, there's so many people streaming video games, like, especially with, like, the built-in functionality of streaming to Twitch on the next-gen consoles, or current gen, I guess. I still call them next-gen because I don't fucking own any of them. There's just so much of it, and I feel like that's also, like, a show that I don't think would be really good unless we actually scripted it.
Yeah, well, Ryan, you've done that. You've done World of Warcraft
stream.
videos. You stream to Twitch.
Yeah, like I love streaming, but it's hard when you first start out because it's like you don't have many interaction. So it's hard, especially if you're by yourself. It's like you don't have any interaction to talk to other people or anything. It's like you have to talk to yourself, and that's really hard.
And if you start laughing at your own joke, that's really weird.
It's really awkward, yeah. But no, I love streaming if you have somebody play. If you're playing with someone, I watch Twitch every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you normally watch? Like,
I've been really into Destiny lately.
Yeah.
But usually I'll watch Destiny, WoW, Hearthstone, that kind of thing.
Cool. I guess it's just it's nothing that I've really ever watched before. I mean, I watch Paul's stuff and I watch Ramon's stuff, but I always just kind of get to the point where it's like, okay, this. Like I will use it as a tool to like decide whether or not it's something I want to play. You know, like Destiny, for example, was one where I was like, let me watch this. And I was like, yeah, this actually looks really good. Kind of wish I had something to play it on. But right now I'll just imagine that I do. But then I don't know. I get to a point where it's like, all right, I'm done watching it. I guess I'll play it now. Unless I'm at work, in which it's just like, well, I guess I'll just watch this.
So I guess final conclusion, like we're open to it, but still haven't really decided on it.
Super flattered though.
Yeah.
Super flattered that you would mention it, bring it up again. I'm glad that you think it would be good. I'm not convinced that it would be great. That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like I like this. I like doing the podcast because we literally do not prepare at all. Like we really don't prepare. I feel like if we're streaming something, like we're going to have to prepare that.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times I'll watch a video, like when I watch someone stream, like there are a few things, like they either have to be really funny, like really exceptionally funny, or they have to be a really pretty girl, or they have to be really good at the game. And it's like, we only have like maybe a shot at one of those things. I mean, we're pretty funny. But I don't know, man. I think it's tough to break into.
Yeah.
They're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if we do, Ryan can be our Twitch liaison, since he's the one who actually does that we know, that we see and can actually go over to his house and do it. So maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you say they make a lot of money. We're not making a lot of money now, so maybe we should start streaming. What kind of money do they make?
Oh, a lot. It just depends. Like, but I've watched one where they've gotten up to like $15,000 donations sometimes.
On like a single
donation from a single person.
On like one episode kind of deal?
And like, yeah, like I've watched Swifty. He does WoW. He's like one of the biggest WoW people. And I was watching one day. He made $7,500 in like 2 hours.
What, like, are they just donating because they like it?
Like a donation train. Like someone would give you $25 and then someone would be like, oh, I'm going to donate. Because whenever they donate, a thing pops up on the screen and it plays the music and it says their name.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a shout out.
Okay.
So a lot of people donate wanting that shout out.
Interesting.
So that's how they get like a donation train, and then they just constantly get back just over and over and over.
Everyone whose calls we played tonight or texts we've read, you owe us $25. You want to do some more? We got time?
Yeah, we can do one more.
Okay, one more. Here, this is actually good. This is from Ramon, I think.
Hey guys, it's Ramon. Okay, so I was listening to the Pac-Man episode and immediately had to pause it and call you to verify your claim that Hispanics hate Chuck E. Cheese's. Absolutely correct. I hate Chuck E. Cheese's so much that as a kid, I was too terrified to go in there. It's usually a kid thing. But apparently this is sort of a thing on the internet. Because I don't know if you've played the game Five Nights at Freddy's, but apparently many people don't like Chuck E. Cheese. So it's kind of a blanket statement to say that Hispanics don't like Chuck E. Cheese. It's absolutely true. I think maybe like 97% of all ethnicities don't like Chuck E. Cheese. But I will verify that Hispanics do not like Chuck E. Cheese. That's an absolute fact. Great show, guys. Loving it. Talk to you later. Bye.
Have you guys played Five Nights at Freddy's?
No, but I want to
They
desperately.
brought it up yesterday.
Yeah, I desperately want to play it. Actually, I think that one would be kind of fun to stream, especially if we could get our big ugly faces on camera. Thanks for calling, Ramon. I'm glad that you proved that I'm not racist.
Because we thought about cutting that part, so I'm glad we didn't.
I kind of have to disagree with you because I think every white child loved Chuck E. Cheese. Just think I didn't know a white child growing up who was like didn't like Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know. Maybe it's because where I live. I don't know.
I mean, I hate it now. I think
of
maybe
course.
whites of a certain age like Chuck E. Cheese, but once you cross that threshold,
I said white kids.
white kids. Yeah, you're right.
You'll have to go back in a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, we get to bring our white kids to Chuck E. Cheese.
I'll have to do like Anthony Bourdain did with his daughter. Like whenever he would introduce her to McDonald's, but like on a cheeseburger, he would like put tons of habaneros on it or just do something to make it disgusting and then give it to her so she just associates McDonald's with just awful food and she won't eat there. So I'll have to do it with Kenna and Chuck E. Cheese. I'll have to like put on the Chuck E. Cheese mask and go under her bed and just scare her all the time so she just never wants to go.
Man, my dad openly hated Chuck E. Cheese. Like he would like every time we would go, he wouldn't even pretend like he was having a good time. Like he would just openly bitch to me about how the pizza was bad and how like all the kids were annoying him. And I'm like 7 years old. I just want to have a good time with with all the other white kids. So thanks again for calling, Ramon. We already gave your show a shout out, but here's another one. Check Ramon out on Countdown's Corner.
Yep.
He does a good show.
Link to that could be found in the show notes. I think that's good.
Yeah.
A good almost hour and 20 minutes probably roughly of calls.
Awesome. We still got some in
Plus
the barrel.
gross intro stories.
I don't know whether I wasn't sure how this was going until Tweety Bird Shirts came in. And then I think it capped it. And then I got racist again. So there we go.
It's fine. At least we were only mildly misogynistic when lifting up butt cheeks and inserting dicks. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher, so don't miss the next episode. On Original Flavor Wednesday, we'll be talking about IGN's 12th ranked game, Mega Man X. And for Other Shit Monday, it'll be something from Ready Player One. Probably.
You have a good idea. I hope we do it.
Yeah. We love 5-star reviews. They help us a lot.
God,
I feel
we
like
love 'em.
the podcast has had kind of a growth spurt these
Definitely.
last few weeks.
Mhm.
And I think that might be because you'd mentioned that now we're on the very bottom of the video games page. We have so many 5-star reviews.
Yeah, we're there now.
So yeah, let's keep riding that train and growing, and then we can do more and more.
Mm-hmm.
We get successful enough, then maybe like we'll have to broaden and go to Twitch. So if you really want that, put some 5-star reviews on iTunes. Make a written review, and that gives you some control over the show, because if there's a game you want us to play, put it on there, put in your 5-star written review. If there's a guest host you want for a certain show, put it on there. If you need a emergency contact that's going to be extremely unreliable, or an alibi that's not going to stand up in court, you can do that with a 5-star review.
We're really good at those two things.
Yeah.
I think you're really good at it. When you stream to Twitch, a lot of, it's very popular sometimes. If you whenever you donate, they can write something in the little donation thing, and people always read it. So some people, it doesn't matter how bad it is, they'll read it. So
awesome. That sounds like something we do.
I mean, you guys
we do already.
Pretty good at that. Yeah.
I'll let you guys figure out which ones we're talking about.
But no matter what you put in that 5-star review, particularly about games, we promise we will get to it eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be doing something about Ready Player One. Come back, check it out. In the meantime, if you can't get enough Tadpog goodness, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. I don't know what we're going to have in there this time. Probably Five Nights at Freddy, We'll probably have that in there. We might have some porn stash stuff. Who knows? Check it out. You can also find us on Facebook. We are at facebook.com/tadpog. A lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. We usually post per episode, and we get a lot of feedback there. Thank you, everybody who gave us feedback on the Zork episode. That's a perfect example of Facebook being awesome because we got some really positive feedback about it and some pretty constructive feedback. So hopefully we'll be doing that again in the future. Jacob of Wolf Fighting fame actually had a really good suggestion that maybe we live stream some Zork playthroughs to raise some money for charity. I think that's kind of a cool idea. We got to figure out how to do that, and I think it's a good idea. Maybe we'll do that. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at @tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, I realize, but thank you for everyone who's retweeting and just sharing our episodes on there. I really appreciate it. You can call us if you want. You can be one of the awesome people who calls and leaves us a message that's under 3 minutes. It can be about a video game. It can be a question. We prefer those. If you want to give us a call, it's 270-883-2555. Ryan, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks, man.
Had a good time?
Yep.
Man, if I could go back in time like 20 minutes ago and hear that story about wrestling in the gross house, I would. Do you keep in touch with Adam?
I see him every once in a while.
Yeah?
Yeah. He works at Walmart, so I go down an aisle, he'll be stocking stuff, and I'll see him.
You gonna tell him about this show?
No. Probably not. Wouldn't be a good idea.
I'm just gonna go to Walmart.
Unless my friends are real assholes, and they're like, "Hey, Adam, listen to this podcast."
Well, don't think about that too much because we really want you to promote the show. So I'm sure they wouldn't say anything to Adam.
Well, his sister came into my work the other day, so I can be like, "Hey, I'll give her a Tadpog card."
Every time I always said something about Adam, Tyler was like, "Man, his sister's so ugly." Every time.
Yeah, she really is. That's gonna make Jacob upset, but
why is that gonna make?
He doesn't like it when we call people ugly or fat. He doesn't like it. It's been a while since we said something to blatantly offend Jacob, so not a looker, this girl.
Well, it's all subjective. It's all subjective.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone finds her extremely attractive.
It's true.
Someone at Warner Brothers, perhaps.
Some Warner Brothers executive.
I have a stereotype. Maybe you may cut this out and whatever, but
nope.
Is it just me or girls like that? All of them always have huge tits. Always.
You're pretty much right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the nutritional value of the food they eat, or if it's just like evolutions, like taking away from one category and giving to another. So.
Or special ed in high school always had double D's.
We can't cut that. I'm sorry.
And Ryan, I'm not going to ask you because you're not going to know, but our theme song is "Moves" by Sycamore Drive. A track to that can be found in the show notes.
A link to that track.
A link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com. We're not going to do this next part either. So whenever I count down, just say Tropical Capricorn in a weird way.
Okay.
Probably the Josh voice. Josh isn't here, so we do the Josh voice. Okay. Because everybody who comes on has to do the Josh voice at one point.
Tropical Capricorn.
Yep.
Okay.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn. If you guys were to both stick your dicks in a different ends of a watermelon, would they touch in the middle?